spot. Hey, come on and sip your tea in ministry. Come taste and see. Relationships can be real and relevant. Laughter is medicine. Now tell me how you been. I believe that you can win. Moment of transparency. Hey.
Welcome to the Mott Spot, a moment of transparency, a place where you can come and share your story and you would not be judged. It's a judge-free zone. We welcome you to our show on tonight. I'm so excited today because I have a guest, someone that is very dear to my heart. I've known her since she was a teenager, and I've always loved her. She's such a beautiful person inside out. I just grown to just love on her. She's so special to me. So as I began to think about what I wanted to talk about, I thought about her because of how her life has gone and where she is now. And a lot of times we see people in their glory, but we don't know their story. And, you know, I've invited her here to share whatever part of her story that she would like to share. So will you help me welcome my guest on today, Miss Angel Stewart.
Thank you.
Yes, we're so excited for you being here.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
Yes. And that beautiful smile. As I told you always have a beautiful smile. And I love her because she's always treated me the same whenever she's seen me. And I really appreciate her. She used to date my nephew. And she was just a sweet girl, just so sweet. And I really loving on her. When I embraced her, when I first met her, I was like, no, you ain't no stranger. Come here, girl. And I just loved on her and had a great love for her at that time. So how this usually work, I usually ask you a question. I would rather be whatever, and then I'll give you an opportunity to answer it, and then I myself will answer. And you would not just answer, but give the explanation of why you would rather be or not, okay? So I've kind of ran out with my book, so I was just sitting up here thinking what I wanted to ask you. So it came to me. And I want to ask you, would you rather be a frog or a turtle?
Oh, I'd rather be a frog.
Okay.
I would rather be a frog.
Okay, tell me why.
Because I like to go. I like to get where I want to go. I want to get there quickly. And one hop to get there, that's me. That's me. The most easiest, convenient way, that's for me.
Wow. Yeah, I really, and I came up with that just sitting here, and I was like, I'm going to ask her that because I'm going to see. And truly, like, I knew you was going to choose frog because I would choose frog as well. Okay. Then I thought about it. I said, well, maybe I would be a turtle because sometimes a turtle, we know a turtle is slow in getting in. I may stop and, you know, and I think about a turtle, seem like they could be big or they could be small, but they can be real big, and that might be a little hindrance to weight. Yeah, so I was saying, but then I thought about it. A turtle can take their time and go through their process and not skip. But then I'm like you. I can hop my way. I can keep on moving and hop out because most likely if a turtle might get hit before a frog will. Right, true. Because, you know, they're moving too slow. Yeah. But I would agree with you. I would rather be a frog, too, so I can get where I need to be.
So I can get where I got to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would probably do that. So let me ask you one more question. Would you rather have air conditioning or would you rather have deodorant?
I'm going to take the deodorant.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be musty.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be smelling, and I could fan myself.
Absolutely.
But hygiene is key. It's important to me.
It's very important. It's very important. Give me the deodorant, honey. We can fan all day.
That's right.
And do what we need to do to try to keep cool, but I need to be smelling good.
That's right.
That is wonderful. Mm-hmm. Okay, so as I think about you, Angel, I think about you as a go-getter. I think about you as not allowing obstacles to stop you. I think about you, even when you didn't want to push, you pushed. even when you didn't feel like it. And truly, I know your background with your parents, that you come from a Christian home, and I know that God is a very important part of your life and your journey. Now, I would like for you to just share your story with us, and I want you to kind of start when you was a teenager and start from there and kind of lead us up to where you are now.
Okay. Well, I'm originally from New Jersey. A lot of people don't know that. But I moved here when I was about 15 years old, so my culture is of a Jersey girl. Mm-hmm. And so I came here and I went to high school, and it was a mixed high school, so it was, black, white. And I got through high school just fine. It was an adjustment to come here because it was a slower culture and a slower pace, but the hospitality was so welcoming. It was easier to adjust than I had anticipated because all of my friends and family are in Jersey. Mm-hmm. So I did meet, your nephew in high school, and we had a wonderful relationship. We honestly, truly did. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we got pregnant. We got pregnant. We got pregnant at 19, and I was 18 in high school as a senior. And so that, I had already been accepted to colleges. I had already been accepted to North Carolina Central for pre-law, and I had gotten pregnant, confirmed, and I got a call from the dean of the school, pre-law, asking me to, just making sure I would be there for the tour or whatever we had planned. And she really did sound like she cared for me and talked to me. Fast forward, she tried to make sure I was coming, but I decided not to because I was pregnant. Mm-hmm. And that probably may not have been the best decision, but at the time I wanted to take ownership of my responsibilities. I have a very great support system with my parents and my brother and sister, but I guess that's just my personality. I wanted to take care of my own child. Mm-hmm. So that didn't work, so I had to figure out another plan because that was the school that I chose. Mm-hmm. And then I found out, I couldn't go. So I ended up going to ECPI College of Technology to start my career in business. And I worked in corporate America for some years. I started at 19. Okay. So I started working corporate 40 hours a week at 19, right after I had my son. Wow. And I got a head start in the professional world. Mm-hmm. I don't know how great that was, but it did kind of set me up as a professional woman very early, whereas my other friends were in college going throughout the day and partying and having a good time at A&T. Mm-hmm. I still went to college, but I went at night, so I was a non-traditional student. So I kind of was like in my own little world for a very, very long time. Yeah. I experienced some relationships. Unfortunately, it didn't work out with me and my son's father, but both of our families share each other. Yeah. As you can see, it just happened that way. Thank God it did, because that was my that is my family in the South. Yes. So I just feel like starting at that time so early, it kind of set me up for where I am now as a businesswoman, because I just know how to do office work. It's just, it comes easy to me because I started at such a young age in the medical. I worked I don't know if I can say Moses Cone, and I worked with Chief Wyatt, and I worked with, prominent people in the medical world. So it really did set me up. I had great contacts. And then once I was about, fast forward, I did get married. I got divorced. That was very difficult for me. I was that was somewhat of a traumatic experience to me because it was just unexpected. Yeah. But I do thank God also for that experience, because it kind of helped me to know what I do want and know what I don't want and be okay with it and not feel like I need to be married in order to have certain things. Yes. It helped me to learn how to be single. Being married helped me to learn how to be single. Yes. If it makes sense.
That makes a lot. It makes a lot of sense. And I think, just making that statement, because it's okay in a moment of transparency to say that was a traumatic situation for me.
Yeah.
But even within that traumatic situation, you still had that press. You still had that move forward. I can't stay in this place. You know, so even during that time of your divorce, what things did you do to help you get along?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I had to move back in with my parents, and that hurt my pride.
Yeah.
You know, and that hurt my ego.
Yeah.
And it was just me. You know, it's kind of like you just be alone. You get by yourself, and you just have to learn how to put one foot in front of the other, and you have to get to the next day. It's no real recipe other than prayer. And just being steadfast and just knowing who you are and knowing who God was to me. I really did lean on that, you know, I didn't lean up I didn't have that relationship with my parents where we talked about our personal, you know, what was going inside our head. They were supportive 100%.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what was really bothering me, you know what I mean?
Right.
Honestly, I had to talk to myself, and I had to lean on God because I was brought up in the church, so I knew how to pray.
Yeah.
And I knew how to have faith, and I knew things take time.
Yeah.
And I realized sometimes you got to slow down so you can speed up.
Yeah.
And I had to slow down.
Yeah, and that's a sign of maturity, you know, because sometimes, you know, we can just load all these things on our loved ones, our parents or whatever, and we just taking in consideration, I need to take ownership, and I need to work. And I believe with that, you can appreciate life so much better, because I believe this. I don't try to go in and intercept everything for my children. I pray for them because I realize if God did it for me, he took care of me. I was 18, like you, when I had my first child, and I was alone. You know, I didn't have all of the support that you had, but even with that, you know, I'm so appreciative that I was able to go through that, and I learned from that.
Yes.
So that is most definitely a blessing. And like you, I was married before for 5 years, and it did not work, and it was very traumatic for me for so many reasons on so many levels. But I realized I could not stay there. You know, I had to pick up from where. First of all, I had to acknowledge what it did to me.
Right.
Because we can be superwoman, we can act as if, because we have to go on.
Right.
You know, I believe that's something, that's our innate will and our power to be able to continue to go on. But I do believe that we need to stop and acknowledge that was traumatic. I felt ABCD.
Exactly.
You know, and to have a moment of transparency and being honest with ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's not so much as, you know, shouting it to other people, but to ourselves, because we can live in a dark place and still be living.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because you still have to go on. You still have to go to work. You still have to raise your children. You still have to talk to the teachers. You still have to live your life as if you are still married, because you really don't want to tell everyone. You know, it's nothing to really boast about. But, you know, I learned a lot. You know, I don't know, maybe I had no business getting married in the first place. You know, sometimes I went through that also. You know, and I just went through a lot of scenarios, and I just looked at myself, and I'm just the type of person, I'm just going to talk to me. I'm going to check myself first. You know, they say check yourself before you wreck yourself. And that was something that I had to do. It was a very humbling experience. You know, it made me wise up and realize that, you know, this world is tough out here, for real. Even, you know, being raised in a Christian home, a Christian Pentecostal holiness home.
I hear you.
You know, I mean, it was strict there.
Yes.
You know, I wore skirts until I was 15. I didn't get my ears pierced until I was 15 and got honor roll, and was not allowed to even wear color on my nails. So, you know, I had a very strict upbringing, and my father, you know, he's in the home, married to my mom. So I was just looking for someone to kind of mimic him. I mean, that's what I wanted. Right. I was comfortable with that, and it felt good. I felt like it looked good, but it just, you know, it wasn't for me. So getting closer to God, and that's just what it was. You know, I didn't talk to my friends. I wasn't at that age, and I wasn't in the space where I was like, girl, guess what happened? You know, I talked to my mother about it, because I felt like, you know, I could confide in her, and it wouldn't go anywhere.
That's right.
And I felt like that's exactly what it was. And that happened for me. But I I just had to trust myself and use what I had. My mom said, use your tools, Angel. Use what you got. You one of the smartest kids I have. And so her encouraging me helped me to go on and move forward. And I asked her for advice on how I could move forward and raise another child, without the father in the home. And she just really helped me out. She really did, because like I said, I didn't talk to anyone else. And you can go crazy in your mind if you just keep feeding yourself, this is what
thoughts.
it was,
That's
and
right.
he was this, and until you get to a point where you say, well, Angel, what about you?
Yeah.
What could you have done differently?
Yeah.
Or what do you even want that again? And if you do, how are you going to be different for who God has for you?
Yeah.
And once I got through those feelings, I realized, God gave me purpose.
Yeah.
And through my ex-husband, God has helped me to birth what I have now.
Right.
So I feel as though, although I do say maybe I had no business getting married in the first place, maybe I didn't, but I did meet that person for a reason.
Yes,
and it has come into fruition for me.
Yes.
And so I'm thankful for that. And I try to find gratitude, in a lot of hard situations, because that's really you encouraging yourself, and you're being grateful that I'm still here and I still have my children.
Right.
I really don't have no real big problems,
Right.
but I just trust myself and I trust God, and I know I have a purpose and I know I have a destiny.
Right.
And so I just decided I'm just going to get back on the right track, and I'm going to follow suit. And that's where I'm at right now. And it feels good, right now, I in a grieving period, of course, but with that, I'm taking everything. I mean, everything.
You fine. It's a moment of transparency, because my mom passed in 2014, and I still have these moments. I still have them, and just to be able for you to come here and to share in that moment right now of transparency of your grieving, the loss of your mother. And I know that she is so proud of you. I know that she is. Because I see, and I'm just, even when I invited you and how you said your dad had to preach today, and, I wanted to make it to where you could be here, supporting your father. And, when you call, well, who can I bring? You bring whoever you want to bring. And he's out in the audience, and he's been a strong man. And I've listened to a video, and he really impressed me. And I didn't even think I have an opportunity to tell him, but he really impressed me how he spoke about his wife. And, he really impressed me. And I'm so grateful that God is still blessing your family.
Yeah, thank you. And we all are taking everything that she has instilled in us and all the things that she's taught us, because she was a brilliant woman and just full of knowledge. And, it's, you get emotional, but
that's the human side of us. We and it's good that you're here in this place, because so many people feel that they don't have a place where they can be human.
Right.
This is the humanistic side of us. We hurt. And I've shared before where, because, I'm a minister. When my mom died, I had some silly person tell me, you're a woman of God. You ain't supposed to be crying. You know where your mother's going. And I lost a lot of, because I really told them how I felt. I had a moment of transparency. That is my mother.
Right.
Whether I speak in tongues, whether I can pray, thou will be done. But still, that's my mother. And we have to grieve. And that's a lot of what we don't. And that's why people are committing suicide, because they do not have a place to grieve.
Right. And you have to.
Yes.
You have to have your moments. And forgive me, I'm still having my moments.
No, don't you apologize.
Thank you. I haven't been suppressing them, because when you do, and you don't get it out, even because it could be for 2 minutes.
Yes.
But it's important to get that out for 2 minutes.
Absolutely.
And then you can move forward.
Right.
But I'm taking all that she's given me. She's taught me so many things. She was a woman of God. She just got her master's of theology, a couple weeks ago. And so she just taught me a lot of things and kept me encouraged. And so I take that with me every day. And I use that when I'm teaching to my students. I use that when I'm raising my 2 sons. We use that as a family just to keep going, because it is hard. I'm not going to lie and say, a year later and I'm still crying like this. But like I said, you have to know, I know who I am.
Yes.
And I know I have purpose. I know that I was special to my mother. And I know that she would be proud to see me continue.
Yes.
I did my mother's nails. I'm a nail tech, of course. I've been a nail tech for 17 years, licensed, and I've been an instructor for about 7 years now. And, I share a lot of my business with my mom. She did my payroll. She worked in the school with me. And I talked to her during her nail appointments, as I had 2 years with her doing her nails before she passed. And I told her, what my plans were, and she approved them, and she told me what to do, and it's just enough. I have enough knowledge. I have enough, and God is really helping me to remain humble, and he is still teaching me, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to be a mom. I feel like this is my best year being a mom, you know what I mean? Because without her, of course, I have to do it all. So I feel like I stepped up my mom game this year. I stepped up myself this year. Yes. I feel like, I'm dressing the way, I'm talking about everything. I'm dressing the way that I want to dress, and I'm okay with it. And, I'm taking time for me, and I'm okay with that. I don't want to burn myself out. I don't want to work too hard. I want to work smart. And I want to be strategic about it. So I've developed a team at this time. I tried to do it alone, and you can go very fast by yourself. And I was going very, very fast, and it was almost unbelievable. But I had to slow down, and I have a team now, and now I can go a little further, and now I can reach more people. And I have help, and I have people holding me accountable for what I say and what I'm going to do, and just people putting in their levels of expertise and just helping me and fanning my flame and keeping me encouraged because they want me to win.
Absolutely.
And they are just on my side.
Absolutely.
So that's important to me.
And that's amazing, because we talk about connecting with the right people to be a part of the team. And I know, because I can't do any of this without my team.
I can't.
And I'm so appreciative, and I'm so thankful that God will connect us with the right people to get what we need to do. And having somebody to believe in us.
Right.
Only a fool would say, I don't need nobody. Everybody needs somebody. You need the right somebody.
You're right.
And the reason why we say that is because we get the wrong somebody. And then we look at that and take it for everybody else. But everyone needs someone to be in that. And you said a key word, accountability. Because even as you being the owner or the starter or whatever your title is with that, you still need someone to be accounted to. Because I believe we don't know everything. We're learning new things. We're striving and to keep us at a place. So what I want to hear, your vision process of starting the school. What did that look like, and what bump did you hit? You ain't got to tell us all of it, but because this is your now, but we had a before. So tell us, because I really want people to come on here. I want them to be able to, thank you, be able to, be a blessing to someone. And I'm there, and they see us. You're here. You're beautifully postured. You look good, but it ain't always been like that.
It's not always
so
like that.
I want you to tap into you having a vision and implementing that vision, and give us a little bit about what that looked like.
Okay. Well, I love to teach. I believe that I was put here to teach. And I do love to teach women. I've had male students, but I love to teach, so I know that I love to teach. So part of coming out of, I would say, maybe it was a mild depression or just some, not feeling my best coming out of my divorce. I started a nail school in Greensboro in 2014. After me and my ex-husband, we had a barber school, so I was familiar with terminology of having a school and submitting your documentation, everything to the State Board of Cosmetics and the State Board of Barbering. So I was very well versed in the terminology and what's required because, like I said, my professional background set me up for that. So that was easy. That was nothing but paperwork to me. So I believe starting my school, it was easy on paper. Excuse me. It was the finances that, was the problem. So you know how they say you rob Peter to pay Paul, rob Paul to however it is, but that's what I was doing until I knew that I was getting a tax return. And I can tell people this because this is something people should do. So I used my tax return and I used my resources. I received a small loan, from a very close person to me, and I was able to start all I wanted to do was get it open. I said, God, just let me get through my inspection. I just want to get the doors open. Once I can open the doors, I can enroll and I can teach and impart and all of those things, and all of those things did happen. I had one inspection where I was assuming that I was going to be open. I failed the inspection, my first one, and I was devastated. I was also embarrassed. I had a lot of people waiting and anticipating enrolling. I had, I told my parents, my sons, they had both knew, and it was just embarrassing. I may have missed an I, or I didn't cross every T. So that also helped me to read the fine print.
Wow.
Double check yourself, and don't get so excited and think that, I'm ready for my inspection, that it's just going to go like you think it's going to go because it looks good to you. But that wasn't the case, and they gave me humble pie real quick. I was able to get another inspection. Once I passed that inspection, once I opened, it was on and popping. So I was able to teach. I had low-income students. I was able to get vouchers for them through vocational rehab, just doing my research because I'm an avid reader, and I'm online a lot. So I was able to get vouchers for them, and once I had made enough profit, I think I stayed there a year. I moved to a new location, which was nothing but God, because it was like state-of-the-art type of building, huge, brand new floors, and I was just like, this is unbelievable. Like, seriously, like, I did not think that I would have that at that age of school. And I was well respected by the State Board of Cosmetic Arts, and when they saw it, it was also impressive. So, I was doing my thing, and I thought, it was all me, but God had to humble me through some experiences at that school and meeting different women that come from all walks of life. They don't respond to you the same way. Some women, they're going to tell you how they feel, whether you miss whoever you think you are or not. I didn't know anyone would treat me that way. That's right. So I learned women through teaching. And I mean, it's just so much. Like, having a school has helped me grow as a person, as a woman, so much, helped me learn, because I feel like I may have been in a bubble for a while. But being out here, I mean, it might sound crazy, but I tell people I just got in this world. I just got in this world, and I'm just learning as I go. But I do love to teach, and I feel like that keeps me grounded, that keeps me busy, and it allows me to hear other women's stories. I don't share much. I don't. But it allows me to hear them and be empathetic to them and really see what's really going on out here. It's a lot going on with women. We are dealing with, and I hate to say it, but from my experience, let's say I've graduated 300 women. A lot of the things that they experience comes from being in a relationship. Yes, ma'am. And I want to say 90 90% of the time, that's what begins the struggle.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I wasn't aware of that. So seeing that, and it just made me want to help them reach their destiny or finish those hours, girl. Or you can definitely have a salon, or just letting them know all you have to do is X, Y, Z, and just seeing the light bulb go off in their eyes, like, and you're gonna help me, and I'm like, absolutely. So I get so much joy and gratification from assisting and helping and showing and demonstrating and just being that example, even if it's the nail lady, even if it's that nail girl, the girl that do nails. I know that you see something in me, and it's inspiring you, and it encourages you, and I feel like I will do anything for God's glory, and I feel like that's part of who I'm supposed to be.
Right. And, you know, I think that is great. That's awesome, because women, we have a problem with celebrating other women. You know, we get caught up in, if you had a pair of shoes and they were just like mine, I'm mad because you got on my same shoes, but you bought those shoes, though. You paid for those shoes, and I paid for my shoes. Girl, you wearing them shoes.
That's right.
Oh, yes. You wearing that outfit, girl. I love that watch. Oh, my God, look at your face. You're so beautiful. We don't understand. We don't do that. We are so busy trying to climb a ladder and pushing that person down. We all can go up.
Right.
You know, you do you and I do me, but let's celebrate each other, and let's give back to each other if we can. That is so key. So I celebrate you on, you know, not just having, because it's one thing to just have a vision, have a business, or have a source of income, but when you impart into the lives of people, and you said, Key, one of the things that people deal with the most, we can say is finances. Okay, everybody needs finances, but those things that really get to the heart and the core are relationships.
That's right.
Relationships. And women, we are so we are an emotional being.
Yes.
And I really believe that every man should go into some type of schooling to deal with our emotions, because our emotions is off the chain. They are. Like, somebody need to sit down and teach men how to cater to our emotions, because it's so important. Somebody need to create it. Somebody need to invent it.
They have their own manual.
No,
men have their own manual right now.
They need to burn it up.
No, because it's going around. It's already been recycled and resurfaced. Some strong, wise man, such as your father, or those who are seasoned, should get a class, get a building, tell them they can come to the nail. They can come to the nail place. Yes, and teach them emotional things. Like, you have to listen, because what women do, what we do, we tell y'all what we need. We really do. We do.
And it's not really a lot. It's the small, simple things that we look to. Like, if I come home, I want my husband to ask me, how was your day? And he does. He's gotten a lot better. He ain't arrived. He has not arrived, because because you know why? Because we change. What you talking about?
You're right.
Women don't stay the same.
We
change.
Different.
We change. I'm 52 years old.
I'm very different.
And I'm changing even. It does not matter.
Daily.
My husband thought when I turned 50 that, you know, I'm going to be at the house with him, because, you know, he's 12 years older than me. I'm going to be at the house. I'm going to want to watch TV. Are you serious?
I want to go.
I'm getting ready to live even more. So we change. So, no, they have not arrived. They need to get a new manual. And we need to make the manual.
No.
And give it to them.
We can't make the manual.
We do.
We can't make the manual, because we are all different. We are emotional.
That's why we need to have chapters, different chapters. You know how we need to have. I didn't say that one woman needs to make the manual. It needs to be a collective group of people from all walks of life, from all race, all religion. It needs to be in this big manual that each man get when they get married.
More like sticky notes, because I don't know if they're gonna read the manual, but like, make it fun and make it where they can kind of relate to it and want to look at it.
Okay, well, we can. Okay, once they get the manual, we can read that manual too. Write something and put it on the mirror, or put it in the car. Put it on that remote control.
Yeah.
And those who play game, put it on the game, whatever the little game. Yeah, put it right there, just so they can know, so they can hear and see. Because women, all we want is to be loved, and you show us. The men, we know we're different species. They want to be respected.
They want to be
Kind of
respected.
just respect them. Respect them.
They want to be respected.
They need that respect, and then they need that other thing. So
Always.
I mean,
always that, but that don't really work half the time either. Well, we stay here. Let's stay here.
you know how they have the after caps of a show? We need to do an after caps so you can really see. But this is real.
It is real.
And this is relevant. I'm looking at your father
real.
shaking his head. I thank you, sir. This is real and relevant, and it can help. You said one thing, and I remember, and I'm glad that I have an opportunity to go back. You said you wanted someone to mimic your father.
I did.
But you know what? What about those people that didn't have a father? This is why they get into those relationships.
And see what I'm saying? That's why I say 90%. I had my father, and I don't know what went wrong. I don't know what went wrong, but I know that I was looking for someone who could at least do what he did, and that's all I knew,
Right.
or come close to it. But women want respect also.
We do.
And I think that at this, something went wrong in the air, and we just stopped getting just a basic respect. It could be through social media. It could have been through songs. It could have been through, anything that's done socially.
Yeah.
But women, we do it. I did start to see the struggle started during their relationships, and there was only so much I could do with them in 300 hours, but I could not ignore it. Right. And, that keeps my job interesting. Right, even when I do my one-on-one classes now, it's just like there's always a story. Right. And they tell it to me in detail. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you are strong to be able to go through this and be a single mom, or even women who are still in their relationships, and deciding to stay in their relationships in spite of what is going on. That is also a strong woman who doesn't really desire to leave, but wants to trust God that he is going to bring her through and mend the marriage. There's those relationships too. And then there's relationships where, it's some type of estranged type of situation, and they're just hoping that he comes back home. But that is a distraction. That is a distraction when you're trying to learn a new task. That is a distraction when you're trying to even go to work. You have that man on your mind, or you have that significant other on your mind, and it can contaminate you, and it can poison you and change you until you don't even look the same.
That's right.
And I just refuse to be out here looking any old kind of way just because of situations that I put myself in a sense.
And not just a physical appearance, mentally.
No, mentally, right.
Because when I talk to some people and they
kid.
open their mouth, you're like, whoa, you got all this, but your mindset is so jacked up.
Yes.
It's so off.
And
it's
you got to
the
start
eclipse.
there.
Yes.
You have to start there, and just I'm thankful that God has blessed me to be a woman that other women feel like they can trust.
Absolutely. I was getting ready to say for someone to feel comfortable enough with sharing, because, and this is one thing, like with the Mott Spot, you know how you hear something, you say, girl, I got some tea. Here at the Mott Spot, our tea is sweet. It's not bitter. It's not to tear down. It's not to break your spirit. It's not to run and tell your business. We have to be able to be accountable for other women. You can tell me, you can entrust me with, when you tell me I'm going to hear your story, I'm going to try to impart something, and then we're going to pray about it.
Right.
But I'm not going to get on the phone and say, girl, let me tell you. And this is the problem with everything. Church, some people just, I don't want to go to church no more. I'm over church because, I can't go and get what I need. I can't go and share my real thoughts.
Right.
Because if you know my real thoughts, then you shun me, because this is how I feel. But this is how I feel, and it could be something that you did. Rather you think you was right, but you could have very well been wrong,
right? And
caused me to think what I think. And I think we should talk about it.
Right.
I think that everything that's going on in the church is not right.
Right.
But everything that's going on in the church is not wrong.
Right.
So, but I think we should be able to allow someone to come and share how they feel about a situation.
Right.
And I think we should have that open. So this is why I'm grateful that God gave me this platform for the Mott Spot, because we can come and we can share. You know, I don't even look at the comments or what people say because I don't care because everybody got an opinion.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody got an opinion.
But that means they're paying attention. That means
Yeah.
they're watching you. They are in tune. They are connected.
Yeah.
And people, even when they are hating on you or they don't want to comment or they want to like, it's like, I know you watching.
Yeah.
Because God is using me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If I wasn't me, I would be watching me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I say that
Absolutely.
all the time. You know, sometimes I be like, I look at myself, I say, oh, it look like that girl had a good day when I look at my
Yeah.
stories sometimes. But it's not me. It's just who God is allowing me to be.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I don't have it all together. You know what I mean? For God's sake, I just lost my mom. I felt some kind of way to God about that too. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
for a couple of weeks, I had a real stank attitude.
Yeah.
You know, and I
Moment
didn't
of
care.
transparency.
I
Come
didn't
here.
care. I didn't care about it.
Yes.
And to this day, I still don't care about those few weeks where I may have been a little bit rude or I may have been short because, you know, I lost my person.
Yes.
And, you know, she loved me so much. She didn't play about me and I didn't play about her. You know, I wanted to have all my feelings because I knew that it was going to be a time where I'm going to have to separate that.
Yeah.
And, you know, continue to do the work of the Lord or do what God has for me to do. And it's not all for me to be about God, this and that. But that's what it is for me. You know what I mean? I know about Buddha. I know about faith. I know about other religions and other practices. And people are, what do they call it? What do they say? Woke.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I know what it means. Or I have some ideas or I have a little knowledge of what it is like to have all of that out here and don't know what you want to do. But you really need to take God at his word.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I had talked to a cousin and he reminded me, Angel, take God at his word. He wants you to live and live more abundantly.
Yes.
He was one of the ones fanning my flames.
Yes.
And when I said, should I do this with another school or a hair school? He said, absolutely. And
Yes.
they're wiser than me and they're older than me and they're more experienced than me. And those are the ones who remind me, girl, it's not your looks.
That's right.
Because,
That's right.
you know, sis, or my sister would tell me all the time, Angel, get serious about yourself. You got stuff to do. You know, those people are holding me accountable, and I just want to do the right thing.
Right,
You know what I mean? I don't always do the right thing, but I want to do the right
Yeah,
thing. My heart
yeah.
is pure. My intentions are pure.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm on a mission. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'm not going to deviate from the plan. You know, I have a clear tunnel vision. I know what's going on. I'm not going to be distracted.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to allow just anything in my house. I'm not going to allow anything on my phone. I'm not allowing anything to penetrate me right now. It's like I have a shield over me, and
Right.
I'm just going to do what God has me
Right.
to do, and I
Right.
feel safe there.
And that is self-care. That's the part of self-care. I know we look at it as, okay, well, today I'm going to get my nails done, I'm going to get my tongue, I'm going to relax.
That's
but
maintenance.
But self-care is not allowing anything to come into your atmosphere that would tear you down. You have to protect yourself. You have to know, because there's times where my phone will ring and I see who it is and I was like, not today.
You're
I
right.
just can't. I don't
And
have
you
the
have
energy.
every
I don't
right to
have the
be.
time. We just not going to do that today.
Right.
And we have to make those choices for ourselves.
For yourself.
And that's understanding our worth. That's understanding what God has put in us, what we can do, what we can't do. And it's okay to can't do something. Like, I can't deal with this today, or I don't want to deal with this today. You know, okay,
Exactly.
I'm not in a good mood because somebody might get cursed out. Yes, the apostle says somebody might get cursed out. But that's being real and relevant
Real.
to people's lives.
Right.
You know, because every day is not a good day.
It's not.
Every day we press and we make it a good day, but every day is not going to be a bed of roses.
You're right.
And we have to be able to acknowledge that and be truthful to ourselves, even if we don't be truthful to the people around us.
That's
But
right.
I don't mind
Keep it
saying,
real.
look, I'm putting my phone on silent today.
D&D all day sometimes.
Yes, like I just need this time for me. So
You're
that is
right. Mm-hmm.
really, really great. So you're doing great with your school. How does if someone wants to be a part of your school, how can they do that?
Well, right now I'm offering classes outside, just like one-on-one classes
Okay.
or group classes.
Okay.
We have a school in the process of being created in a local city, not Greensboro, and that's just kind of like under wraps right now. And we're just going through the process, like I said, with
Okay.
State Board.
Okay.
But that's going to be amazing and wonderful and different and unique. But with the nails, it's just, you know, I have a class coming up on June 25th.
Okay.
I could have about 7 spots left for that. that one, and we're going over just several techniques as the foundation of nails.
Okay.
And then there'll be an intermediate class and like series of classes following that.
Okay, and how can they contact you?
They can follow me on any of the social media platforms I have. I'm very active on Facebook, and I'm very active on Instagram, Angel Christine. And then they can follow my posts and my stories, or go on Booksy, the app Booksy, and just search for Angel Christine, and you'll find all my services that I offer. You'll find the classes that we're going to be offering and the details of those. You can email me at angelchristine@icloud.com. And if you just Google Angel Christine, you'll find the way to get in contact with me.
Great, great. Well, we're so excited that she
you.
came to stop by the My Spot and share a moment of transparency and to hear a real life story. You know, just the obstacles that she encountered and how she endured those things. And today she's a very successful business owner, entrepreneur, and at a young age, I'm so excited. How old are you? You don't want me to tell you? You don't want to tell your age? I'm 52. She's not 52. How about that?
I'm 41. I'm not ashamed of my age. I'm 41.
She's 41, but she's successful and she's still striving. So we thank you for coming to share your story.
Thank you for
and we will
having
continue to pray your strength as you continue to go through the process of not having your mother here with you. I truly understand and know how that feels. Okay, this is your girl around the corner. Until next week, have a good one. Bye-bye.
My spot. Hey, come on and sip your tea.